Africana Literati. Love Africa, read Africa.
My dad's nickname is Ebubedike, and once as a child when I asked him why they call him that, why they call him Ebubedike, he brought out Chinua Achebe's book, Things Fall Apart, and handed it over to me. Now reading the book, I was introduced to a whole new world of Igbo culture, norms, tradition, and even terminologies. I was also able to know why Okonkwo the warrior was called Ebubedike. So you could say Chinua Achebe's book introduced me to African culture and tradition. Now, what African book introduced you to African culture and tradition? That is today's question on the show. I'm Harri Obi and welcome to an exciting episode of AL on the Streets. What book introduced you to African culture and tradition?
It's Judge of Motherhood by Buche Mecheta.
Things Fall Apart.
Things Fall Apart. Chinua Achebe.
Obaseki.
Purple Hibiscus.
Purple Hibiscus.
I learned about the culture back then, what happened when all those coups and all those overtaking of the government and how difficult it was for some people.
The book was talking basically about the Igbo people, and the dad was like a Catholic and his father was a heathen. He didn't believe in any culture, so like he was discriminating his father. But the children didn't know that was the reason why, and they just were against their father. No.
Obaseki introduced me, made me know more about the Benin Kingdom, about their king, about what happened in Benin City, and what was going on in between, inside the palace as well.
Just the Motherhood for me was just the turning point where I began to realize that unlike African culture where we leave most of the work to the women, it ought not to be like that, okay? Sometimes you should assist the home. Although thank God nowadays it's beginning to change, but mostly in those villages where it's not like that, they should change those cultures, Women should be given more opportunities, more advantages.
I've read Cyprian Quincy, Trouble in Form 6. We also have African Child by Kamara, something I really can't recall the last name now. What I could learn from that particular book is the fact that as a child, you might be going through a lot of things, If you are determined, you definitely get to achieve the things that you want to achieve.
I also read Things Fall Apart. Yeah, it was really nice about how, in the village, how Nigerian village and how a woman can be affected by the death of her husband.
It's crazy, but it's exciting. The Igbo culture, it's wild. And on another hand, the way they do their culture is crazy. They kill, you have to marry your husband's late brother or some other things, but it's crazy anyway. But I'm not sure if I can get married to an Igbo man, but if I have to, I'm not sure I'm going to do that.
When you read those books, you find out we are people filled with so much culture. We value our elders, we respect our elders a lot. You see Okonkwo, how he tries to adhere to the sayings of the gods, even when it's not convenient for him. So call it superstition, but it's part of us, it's our culture. Then I think I also read Olarotimi's, I'm trying to remember which one now. Olarotimi, The Gods Are Not to Blame. I don't know who read that. So you find Ifa. I like that part where Ifa gets to divine and all that. I'm not superstitious though, but I really like the part where they so much believe in the Supreme Being saying for them and all that.
From Obaseki to Joys of Motherhood and even African Child, we've heard all what our guests said today about books that introduce them to African culture, tradition, norms and terminologies. Now what about you? What particular African book introduced you to African culture and tradition? Join the conversation online. We're AL TV Show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and also Google+. Until I see you guys next week, love Africa, read Africa. Bye bye guys.
Africana Literati. Love Africa, read Africa.